Ethereum is one of the most interesting topics in crypto right now, and its success against the Bitcoin chart could trigger what we've all been waiting for, which is a true alt season where all of our beloved bags get sent astronomically. Now, that has not happened yet, absolutely not. And so I see a little bit of unrest in the community. So today we're going to tell you how real money is made in crypto and how it takes time, energy, and patience to wait for the alt season, the altcoin movement to truly kick in. Today, we're giving you the keys to truly get ahead in crypto, but you need to understand these market cycles if you actually want to succeed. We also have even more bullish news out of a project that's a favorite of this channel, Injective, who just got shouted out by Cuban. We are living in historic times, and if you guys are excited for this one, destroy that like button, and remember, each and every comment on this video is entered to win your very own hardware wallet. As always, if you guys want the best information in the space, helping you get ahead of the latest trends in crypto, then all you have to do is subscribe and put that bell notification on. If you love gains and you love crypto, make sure you ring that bell. A little word of warning here, there are scammers in the comments pretending to be me. It is not me. I will never ask you to send me funds or contact me outside of YouTube. Now, let's dive in. Now, what you see here is the ETH versus Bitcoin chart. Now, Ethereum is kind of like the tip of the spear for the alt. As Ethereum truly rockets, the altcoins gain disproportionately against Bitcoin. It's what's happened every single time before. And we can see that during these rallies, look at July to August here, you see ETH rallied against Bitcoin and the alts went absolutely parabolic. It happened again here just at the beginning of 2021 and alts did great. But for the last few weeks, we've seen a little bit of a downtrend in ETH versus Bitcoin. But it's just done a support resistance flip, meaning that it just broke out of this trend and is now testing and making this trend line its support line, which if you're familiar with TA means that this is looking likely to bounce off of this support and offer some upward trajectory. Now, ETH rallying against Bitcoin, meaning that ETH is getting more valuable versus Bitcoin, growing faster than Bitcoin, is something that is insanely bullish for the alts. Holding altcoins during these moments is truly transformative. In my experience, again, you guys need to do your own research, as I always encourage you to do. On this channel, I love covering new altcoins, projects that are brand new to the space, projects that have not gotten their time in the light yet. Now, yesterday, I got a rash of negative comments on the Kira video because people are thinking that I'm pumping these coins, which to me is really sad because I've turned down literally every opportunity that's ever come my way that would ever disadvantage this audience. And I even tell you guys on the videos, like I did yesterday, not to buy immediately because there is this crazy wave of buying pressure that comes in right after my videos. People know how big this community is, and as soon as I publish my videos, there is a massive candle on the charts that sells into the FOMO. And that's why I tell people not to buy in immediately. I'm covering things that I believe have a huge long-term trajectory of gains ahead of them. That's why I cover them as gems. A good example of this is ROOK, which I covered down here at $66. You can see it had this massive candle up, and then it settled out for at least several days here before gaining its traction and heading up again. But if you had thought that this move down from $90 down to $70 or so was the end of ROOK, you would have missed out on this, which is this astronomical growth pattern. And the reason why these projects grow like this is because they're fundamentally strong. I'm only covering things that I believe have a really long-lasting future, and the OGs of the channel know this. But clearly, there are a lot of newbies on the channel that think a 20% drop means that the token is done for and toast, and that is not the way that this market works. Another good example of this is AllianceBlock, which actually started up here at 16 cents and came all the way down, and then we covered it here under 5 cents, and then it went up, and then it kind of came back down here. And if during this period you gave up on AllianceBlock, you would have missed out on its trip from 5 cents all the way up to $1. That's how coins are. They don't just go to the moon immediately. When you find fundamentally strong projects with interesting tech and use cases, you need to wait. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You need to hold on, stake out your claim, and wait for the cycles to do their thing. This is how crypto works. Crypto moves in cycles. And when altcoins move, the really good, outstanding altcoins altcoins that haven't pumped dramatically yet tend to outperform. And that's why I talk about gems like AllianceBlock, which during this whole period, you could say was kind of an underperformer. And then all of a sudden it took off. ROOK was the same. During this period, it kind of just stayed there. It actually even came down a little bit after my coverage, but then it went parabolic. And that's because I identified the use case and I just held on. I never have ever sold into a pump after my video. And to me, it's really sad and insulting because I've turned down literally 10 times my net worth in offers from companies and sponsorships because I care so much about this audience. I'm only covering things that I think have this potential ahead of them, the things that I think can go 5, 10, 20x. So a 20% drop, a 30% drop to me is not an issue if you're holding long-term like I am. And if we refer back to this chart, you can see here that for the last few weeks, ETH versus BTC has been in a retrace and is now bouncing off of support. And we can hope that it goes upward and on to newer and higher highs, which would be insanely bullish for alts. And the alts that I'm holding, I'm expecting to grow dramatically. So if you're buying high and selling low a day later, you're probably going to miss out on the big growth of that project because you're moving too fast, you're moving too emotionally. And you need to understand that it takes some time to get the big gains in these projects. Now, the projects I've covered recently, I do believe have a ton of upside. We're just in a little bit of a boring phase for altcoins where the true alt season isn't here right now. So I do believe there's going to be a lot more of this type activity for good altcoins. It was like this for Parsiq too, where it went up a lot, it came down a lot, and I kept holding, talking about it, and then eventually it got its big breakout moment. The reality is that if you gave up on Parsiq when it went from 27 cents down to 13 cents or 8 cents, 9 cents, then you wouldn't be here for this. And so I sincerely hope for all the newbies out there, you need to understand that things are not immediate and that right now we're in the beginning stages of a cycle that I believe will be extremely rewarding, but you're not going to get those rewards if you immediately dump your coins after they retrace just a little bit. And we also have words from the man Mark Cuban about none other than Injective Labs, which we've been covering here. Obviously, Miro Protocol, also solid. He's saying here, problem. Brokers trade at the speed of light, but settle trades over 2+ days. This can happen again. Coordinated traders can hunt better capitalized platforms and make GME style buys. Solution, blockchain. And he also tags Injective Labs and Miro Protocol. Now, Injective, we've been covering since its early days here, before it even launched, but even when it came down here to under 70 cents, we were talking about it. And look, there was a time during October where it went from $1.19 down to 60 something cents, and then it was boring for a while. Did this mean that Injective was a bad project? No. Did this mean that there was something wrong with Injective? No. You just needed to stake your claim and wait a couple months before, look, it was really like here in December that it started moving like crazy. And so you see here, if you identify something like an Injective, but you're not willing to wait the weeks or months for it to do its thing, then you're never going to get this kind of a ride. You need to understand that good projects do take some time, even the best projects, to perform. And so if you're new to crypto, understanding that something that you bought at 119 going to 70 cents, that sucks. But it's not the end of the world if the project is strong and you're still in a good part of the cycle. And I do believe that there's a lot of strong projects that we're still at early parts in the cycle for that have a tremendous upside here. And you can see now that they've gone from 70 cents upwards of $15. So well over 20x here. So big shout out to Injective for getting the Mark Cuban shout out today. So there you have it. ETHBTC is breaking out and testing its support line that was previously a 3-year downtrend. If it continues to break out, it could show some of the biggest resilience and bullishness in the altcoins. And that means, in my opinion, that the fundamentally strong alts will have an insanely good time while ETH makes its run. So I'm extremely excited for what's to come, seeing Mark Cuban and Chamath and Gary Vee and everybody get excited about crypto, blockchain, NFTs, of course. This is a mainstream wave of adoption. We are at one of the most amazing times to be in crypto in the history of this industry. And what I want most of all is for my audience to get ahead and stay ahead. So I'll be doing my best to educate you about everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, while of course trying to keep you informed of the new projects that I believe stand to outperform the market. If you guys enjoyed today's episode and you're excited by what's coming next with the potential ETH run against Bitcoin, then go ahead, destroy that like button. This could mean astronomical price appreciation for ETH, and of course a slingshotting of the alts like we have never seen, or at least haven't seen for a few years. Remember, of course, that each and every comment on this video is entered to win your own hardware wallet. With that said, my name's Elio Trades. I thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Telegram or Twitter. We're almost at 100,000 followers on Twitter, so you can help me get there. Maybe you'll be follower number 100,000. I'd appreciate you following me over there. As always, I thank you so much for watching. My name's Elio Trades, and I'll see you very soon on the next episode.